Hi, welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl. Here I am in front of my plum trees, and we found out that this was a plum tree last summer. We moved in here almost 5 years ago onto this property, and there has never been any plums on this tree until last year. And last year, I have 2 plum trees, one here, and these trees were loaded. Like, I picked so many plums, and then I had to try and find something to make with them. So I tried canning the plums because they didn't seem to come off the pit that easy. So I decided to just can the plums whole. It wasn't the greatest. But this year, I don't have hardly any plums this year. So I think next year in the spring, I'm gonna add some fruit and berry fertilizer. And what you do with that is you just go along the outside drip edge of the outer perimeter of the tree, and you sprinkle down your granular fertilizer. And then the same for around this tree. I did that with my sour cherry tree in the spring. Now, I don't know if that had anything to do with the amount of sour cherries that we got off of that tree, but it was absolutely loaded with sour cherries. Now, these plums, they feel like they're ready, but this year, because we didn't get very many, we're just going to be using them for eating. But, oh my gosh. They are so good, but they just don't come off the pit very easy. So I was thinking that maybe next year, if I do have quite a bit, I might try and make a plum sauce. Because if you look, like, that is just a really gorgeous looking flesh on the plum. And I think that would be a really nice condiment to make with these plums, is to make a plum sauce. So I'm going to pick the little bit of plums that I do have. I knew I had seen another one in here. This year we'll just use them for eating. There's one dried up there. I did bring a ladder. Probably a good thing, because those ones are a little too high up. Okay. Now, I brought a bowl. And I'm just going to use my little step ladder to get these ones that are a little higher up. I have a landscaping ladder, but I think that's a little over the edge for what I have going on here. I can't quite get to, there was one quite a bit higher, and then I have 3 here. See any more, except for that one that's way up there, but I can't get to it. And then I have one that goes straight out that way down below. I might be able to reach that one. And then I have one that fell down on the ground. So this year I got about 20 plums. So, I mean, like I say, it'll be good just for fresh eating this year. Hopefully we'll have a bumper crop next year. And so I also have to go pick some dill I finally have enough of the pickling cucumbers to make a jar of dills, and I have a recipe that I can make up dill pickles 1 jar at a time. So I'm going to get some dill. There's my plums. I ended up that one that was up kind of high and I couldn't get to it with the ladder. I went up the ladder and I gave that branch a shake and I shook it out. So I got it. So what I need is 2 heads of dill. So I have a good one here and another one here. I ended up having to buy some garlic because I just picked my garlic today, and so I've picked it out of the bed that was over there with my shishito peppers and my tomatoes. So I've picked the garlic and then I'll show you what I've done with it because I'm letting it dry out now. So we'll take this dill and these plums. Okay, we're in the back shop and we have these metal store racks that were left behind in the shop from the previous owners, and I'm using them to dry out my garlic. So here's the garlic that I picked. I ended up getting 22 garlic heads. So I'm really, I mean, it's not a ton. I don't know how long this will last, but I'm gonna let this dry out for a couple of weeks and then I will cut the tops off and leave about 4 inches attached on the stem where it meets the garlic head. So let's go inside and we are gonna make some dill pickles. So I've put my little pickling cucumbers and in some cold water, and I need to just clean them up. I haven't made dill pickles before, so I'm pretty excited to be actually getting enough because over the years I haven't had enough pickling cucumbers to be able to do anything with them. So I'm super excited about making these dill pickles because I finally have enough. And then I found a recipe where I could make a dill pickles by the jar, because I mean, once the pickles get going, like once the dills get growing, because the more you pick them, the more it encourages more cucumbers to grow. My regular cucumbers are just starting to grow, so I think that should be enough. All right, next we are going to make the brine. I need 1.5 cups of water, so I pre-measured that. And then I need 1/2 cup of vinegar. That's right there. Add that to my water. And then we need 1.5 tablespoons, not cups, 1.5 tablespoons of pickling salt. And 1/2. And then I'm just going to combine this. So I'll stir that in, get that salt mixed in. And I need to bring this to a boil and pour over the cucumbers. Okay, so put that on high just until I get it to boil. keep stirring in that salt. You want to make sure that it's dissolved in with the water and vinegar. And then I'm also going to get a sterilized jar. I brought up a quart, so I'm going to sterilize a jar. And we'll move on from there. I'm just going to peel this garlic. And I checked out these heads dill tops just because I seen, oh, what am I doing? This I don't want in there. This is my scrap bucket for my chickens, and I'm not giving them garlic. But I had to check over this dill because when I was picking it, I did notice that there was some aphids along the stems of my dill, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't in my, wasn't on my dill, on these dill heads. Okay, so my water, or the vinegar and water brine, is ready. It's hot. I'm just grabbing my hot jar. Going to put my dill in, and then my garlic. And also, it said 1 to 2. I like garlic, so I'm putting 2 in. I vote for 2. Then you need to cut the ends off your cucumbers, and we're going to stuff them in this jar. I'm starting with my biggest cucumbers first. And we'll stick those in, and then we'll put the smaller ones in around them. Heck, at this rate I might actually have enough for 2 jars. I'm trying to pick them before they get too big. Maybe I'll put this one on here, and then I can stick the smaller side in alongside it. Or I could put a smaller dill, smaller cucumber. There, that one fits in there better. Okay, we'll see how many more we can get in here. I'm going to lay that one across. And get some of these smaller ones in here. It's like Jenga. Fitting these cucumbers in here is like Jenga. Put the smaller end in. A little deeper. Yes, I can. I wonder if that's all. I'll try and fit this other little one in here. Just lay it on top. There we go. So I have 4 left for my next jar. These ends I will put in my chicken scrap bucket. That's going, garlic peels will go in my compost. I'm going to put these pickles back in the fridge. And now we're going to pour this brine over top of the pickles. I'll just turn that off. Whew, that's a little warm. Okay. And we'll pour this over the pickles. Or I should be say soon to be pickles. Make sure it covers all of them. And then it says that you would let this sit for 4 weeks. Whew. That jar is hot. Okay, I'm just going to put that right on top of that hot pad. And I'll wait until it cools off. So hopefully it turns out. Like I say, I haven't made a whole lot of pickles. My mom used to make pickles all the time. I don't really make pickles. I usually buy them, but I've been trying to grow pickling cucumbers, and I finally am getting enough of them, and it looks really pretty though. I love the dill and the garlic in there. So here's hoping that it turns out. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Another day of getting things done. Next I'm going to be pitting my sour cherries and get some of those cleaned up and put into freezer bags. I have 6 large freezer bags so far in the freezer, so just going to add to that. And thanks for joining me, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.